Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. Please remember to leave a comment, like, and share. And in the news this morning for February 4, 2024, former President of Court of Appeal Dennis Morrison has died. Former President of the Court of Appeal, Justice C. Dennis Morrison, has passed away. Morrison died on Saturday. He was 73. Morrison was appointed to serve in the Court of Appeal of Jamaica in 2008, and in January 2016, he was appointed president. Reacting to the news, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck hailed Morrison, a former Rhodes Scholar, as an outstanding jurist who taught probably most of the lawyers presently in practice. He has been a friend for the better part of 50 years. He and I were in Oxford University together, and he will be remembered for his outstanding scholarship, humanity, and a great contribution to the development of law in Jamaica, Chuck said. Called to the bar in Jamaica in 1975, Morrison practiced for 25 years before transitioning to the bench. He also served as judge of the Court of Appeal of Belize in 2004 to 2015 and acted as a judge of the Eastern Caribbean Court of Appeal in January 2015. He has been serving as a judge of the Court of Appeal of the Cayman Islands since 2015. Morrison retired in 2020. Morrison is survived by his wife Janet, who is an attorney, and their children. Jamaican chef in BVI charged for stealing customers' phone. A Jamaican chef was recently arrested by the police in the British Virgin Islands for stealing a cell phone that belonged to a customer who visited the restaurant where he works. According to police reports, the alleged victim purchased the food at the restaurant but later realized that his cell phone was missing. He returned to the restaurant to search for the device but did not find it. It's alleged that the victim then used the tracking features to locate the cell phone, and the results revealed that the device was at the restaurant. After being alerted, the police then went to the restaurant and requested CCTV footage from the restaurant operators. The footage allegedly showed that the 42-year-old Jamaican chef at the restaurant had removed the cell phone, which the customer left on the counter. The chef was later arrested and charged with theft. Following the incident, and with an increase in theft across the territory, the authorities have urged the businesses and residents to install CCTV cameras, as they have proven to be a vital resource in fighting crime. Man who disarmed a cop and shot another policeman on Maxfield Avenue charged. A man who disarmed a cop and used the weapon to shoot another policeman on Maxfield Avenue in St. Andrew has been charged by the police. Levon Blackstock, 25, otherwise called Shane, was charged on Thursday with wounding with intent, larceny from the person, possession of a prohibited weapon, and unauthorized possession of ammunition. His court date is being finalized. It is reported that about 3:27 p.m. on January 9, the two policemen were prosecuting a motorist during a traffic stop when one of them was pounced upon by Blackstock. He relieved him of his service pistol and used it to open gunfire at the cop, who returned the fire in self-defense, according to the police. Blackstock managed to escape, and the injured constable was assisted to hospital, where he was treated and released. On Wednesday, January 16, Blackstock was accosted by the police, and the service Glock pistol with a magazine containing 5 9mm cartridges was recovered. Blackstock was then arrested and subsequently charged on Thursday, February 2. Cold front to begin affecting Jamaica early Monday morning. The Meteorological Service says an active cold front is projected to enter the Western Caribbean this weekend and is expected to impact weather conditions over Jamaica starting early Monday morning. As the island comes under the influence of the cold front, the forecast is for strong winds, at times near gale force strength, to affect the island on Monday and Tuesday. Additionally, a reduction in temperatures is expected across Jamaica starting on Monday, and these cooler than normal conditions should last for the remainder of the week. Furthermore, from Monday through early Tuesday, cloudy conditions with periods of showers and isolated thunderstorms are expected across most of the island, especially for southern and northwestern parishes. Fishers and other marine interests are advised to exercise caution as the sea conditions will deteriorate due to very strong near-gale force winds between Monday and Tuesday. The Meteorological Service says it will continue to monitor this system. Transport Authority reminds PPV owners against carrying passengers without a requisite road license. The Transport Authority is reminding owners and operators of public passenger vehicles that under Section 61(1) of the Road Traffic Act 1938, it is illegal to transport passengers without the requisite road license. Anyone who uses or causes or permits a motor vehicle to be used on any road as a public passenger vehicle without the requisite road license is in contravention of the law, the Transport Authority said in a statement on Friday. As such, any provision of public transportation services deemed functionally as such requires a road license from the authority. At the same time, Managing Director Ralston Smith is urging the commuting public to use only legal public passenger vehicles for their own safety. He says public passenger vehicles with red plates and the current Transport Authority stickers on the windscreen are safe for use as they have met the safety requirements of the authority. Commuters are also being asked to check to ensure that the driver of the vehicle is wearing a Transport Authority badge prior to boarding the vehicle. Additionally, the authority is encouraging commuters to report the license plate number of any vehicle they observe operating illegally, providing public passenger vehicle services for a fee or fare without a red plate or road license by calling its toll-free number at 888-991-5687, WhatsApp at 876-551-8196, or TravelPal platform at a Google Play Store or Apple Store. Public sector workers' interdiction drags into retirement. JCSA president says no reason for such a long delay. The long-standing plight of a senior public sector worker who has been on interdiction for 12 years on quarter pay, which he says has ruined him financially, is one of 8 such active cases that have pressed the Jamaica Civil Service Association President Tetra Clark Griffiths to lobby for amendment to the public service regulations. According to Clark Griffiths, the employee, who has since reached a retirement age, has been made even worse off with a recent public sector compensation review. Since the finance minister rolled the allowances into the salaries, he has ended up getting even less. The worker was barely surviving off the motor vehicle allowance component of his salary, but they have put that in the salary now and taxed it, so he is even at a greater loss, Clark Griffiths told the news. The man, who is employed to a mega ministry, was interdicted in 2012, but his case was dismissed by the court in 2015 for want of prosecution. A dismissal for want of prosecution occurs when a case is dropped because the plaintiff failed to take necessary and required actions in a timely manner. According to Clark Griffiths, however, the employee in furnishing the ministry with a certificate of dismissal was told that he would not be reinstated because a dismissal is not tantamount to an acquittal. Instead of reinstatement, Clark Griffiths said that the employee was told that the ministry was of the view that he should be tried internally again and then fired. He was, however, saved from that because of legal intervention. The matter again headed to court for a determination as to whether he should be tried again. The case is now before the Court of Appeal for its ruling. These are not made-up stories, they are impacting people in real life and causing financial strain, Clark Griffiths told the news, noting that the case predates her leadership of the organization and has outlasted the presidency of at least one other. These are the real stories we have to be dealing with as a union. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed. These interdictions are out there. The ministries, departments, and agencies, or MDAs, have to move with alacrity to sort out people's lives. They cannot continue to have people out there like that, and they are not able to work based on the terms of the interdiction and earn to provide for their families, she stressed. That is why I am so eager to have the Section 32 of the Public Service Regulations amended so that persons who are public servants no longer suffer the indignity of interdiction, which is what it is. There is absolutely no reason any public servant should be in this position for so long, because even if you were going to serve time for a criminal offense, chances are you would have been released already, depending on the length of the sentence, she argued. Section 32 states, among other things, that where disciplinary proceedings or criminal proceedings have been or are about to be instituted against an officer, and where the Commission is of the opinion that the public interest requires that the officer should cease to perform the functions of his office, the Commission may recommend his interdiction from the performance of these functions, and that an officer so interdicted shall, subject to the provisions, be permitted to receive such proportion of the salary of his office as the Commission shall recommend to the Governor General. It also says that the proportion of the salary will be related to the nature and the circumstance of the charge against the officer, and should not be less than a half or quarter, subject to the allegations. Under special circumstances, the Commission can recommend to the Governor General that the salary be paid at a proportion less than one quarter or be entirely withheld. It goes further to say that where disciplinary proceedings against an officer under interdiction from duty result in his exculpation, he shall be entitled to the full amount of salary which he would have received had he not been interdicted, but where proceedings result in any punishment other than dismissal, the officer shall be allowed such a salary as the Commission may in circumstances recommend. Clark Griffiths told the News that the association has been assisting individuals affected in similar ways with representation and other forms of support. At present, she said, the JCSA has had one case of interdiction within the Ministry of Local Government since 2022. That individual is on half salary. One employee from the Customs Department is also on half salary, another from the Accountant General's Department also half salary, one from the Department of Corrections is on half salary, and one from Southeast Regional Health Authority is likewise on half salary. One from the Ministry of Justice is on 80% of salary, and there are two from the Ministry of Education. Others are still being collated, the News was told. In the meantime, other industrial relations grievances being handled by the JCSA total 1,293 over the past 3 years. Of that number, 942 have been settled, with 351 still outstanding. 74 cases are pending hearing or appeal, while 5 are before the courts. Between 2020 and 2023, the association received 3,477 call-in or walk-in cases. In terms of people who have been impacted, who have come to the association for assistance, we have seen an increase over the past 4 years. In 2020, we had 767 persons, and in 2021, we had a slight reduction to 719. In 2022, we saw a significant increase to 994, and in 2023, we saw the numbers go to 997. I don't know what caused the spike, but we have seen the spike, Clark Griffiths told the News. Clearly, this increase is an indication that something is happening in the MDAs. One of our greatest challenges is to get to the internal hearings where the person is given an opportunity to defend themselves against the allegations in the various ministries, departments, and agencies, Clark Griffiths said.